Hello everybody and welcome to your favorite show each and every single week. We're talking about Rasslin and Racin, brought to you by Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina. Of course, that's where we are tonight. Everybody just ate. Brandon, what'd you have?
Oh gosh, I had a pulled pork grilled cheese, which sounds basic because it's just a grilled cheese with pulled pork on it, but it is absolutely amazing.
Nothing's
That
basic.
and French fries.
Nothing's basic here.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Exactly. All right. Well, I had the country fried steak, mashed potatoes, all that stuff.
And
I was happy.
my wife came tonight and she had chicken liver and fried green tomatoes and cabbage, and she's still talking about how good the cabbage was and how good the livers were.
You're not supposed to tell them the boss is here yet.
Oh, okay.
Man, you just throw everything out.
Okay.
The boss will be here in just a minute, folks.
Oh, okay.
We'll have the boss come. You know, she's going to make a surprise appearance. We also have a professional wrestler in the building. He's going to be here. We're going to do a quick interview with him also and tell you about a show that's going on October 4th in Anderson, South Carolina. Make sure you go and get your tickets now. Demolition, Carlito, Nikita Koloff, Neil Koloff. Lots of superstars will be there, and we'll be looking forward to that. So let's go with what happened in NASCAR, Ref. I mean, tell us a little bit about, I know who won, but what happened?
Yeah, Ryan Blaney picked up the win, so of course he automatically qualifies for the next round of the playoffs. But the bigger story right now is Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs being teammates, and Denny Hamlin wrecked Ty Gibbs. Now, of course, Denny Hamlin also is co-owner of another team, but it's always weird to see teammates not getting along, because in NASCAR you're supposed to get along. And we also have another set of teammates, Darrell Wallace Jr. and Tyler Reddick, that are not getting along. They say Darrell Wallace Jr. is very unhappy because he feels like they're giving Tyler Reddick better equipment than what he is getting. So he feels like he's not being treated fairly.
Well, there you go, folks. I was actually watching the race. I have the HBO Cinemax app. If you don't have it and you love NASCAR, it's the way to go. I'm sure, Rep. Brandon, you can be in the car the whole race with your favorite driver, watch, listen. And I was, of course, with Ross Chastain from lap 1 all the way to the end. I listened to a little bit of Rep. Brandon's guy, and his vocal is pretty stout about his team. And we'll see where Kyle goes from this point on. But anyway, there you have it. Ref, who we see going out in what we're looking at right now? Who we see that's going to leave this playoff?
We eliminated 4 after last week's race, and I believe the bottom 4 right now, I think one of them, if I'm not mistaken, is
Ross
Chastain.
He's down 12, I think, or 12 or 20.
And I think one of them is Tyler Reddick, I believe, and the other 2, I'm not sure about. Let's see if we can find it, Jay.
All right, well, while you do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about beef and rib. Make sure you come up here, folks, every day. Some great stuff. Sirloin tips and gravy, country fried steak, chicken fried chicken, bone-in pork chops, hamburger steak, flounder, catfish, shrimp, you name it, they have it. Corn nugget slaw, fries, onion rings. They got the best burgers, and folks, they make these burgers each and every day. I used to do it here, so I can tell you they're made fresh every day. So make sure you come up here to Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina. You will not regret it. All right, Ref, what are we looking at as far as the playoffs? Who's still in?
Let's see if we can find it, Jay.
Oh, I thought you had found it.
We got Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace.
There you go. There's your 4 that's in the bottom. So good luck to those guys in the next race. Of course, I'm pulling for Reddick and Chastain. That's my guys. So I've got Reddick winning. So we need that to happen. All right. Now we go to a little bit of professional wrestling. Ref, where was you at this week?
This past weekend, believe it or not, Jay, funny story, I had to take the weekend off because I had SWA the weekend before that, and one of my referee shoes fell apart.
Uh-oh.
So I only had 1 shoe, and I've got 7 shows coming up in the month of October, so I've got a busy month coming up. So I had to go get some new ref shoes. So Saturday, I actually had to get off work at my regular job and go to the academy and buy some more ref shoes. But that's my last Saturday off for a long time.
Honestly, why does the boss even have you around? I mean, you're a referee and you're coming out of your shoes. Come on, give me a break.
I literally came out of my shoe. My whole foot was hanging out of my shoe.
And he still can't count to 3. So there you go, folks. His legs are going up in the air, I guess, and hitting the apron and falling apart. So
that helps me count.
Sad situation.
I use my toes to help me count.
All right. Well, let's go to AEW All Out. Great pay-per-view. AEW seems to always do a great pay-per-view. And their TV has actually gotten a heck of a lot better, too. This year, even Ref Brandon has come around on their TV. WWE, of course, is... since ESPN has bought them, is their storylines. I don't know. It seems like they're boggled around. You know, we blamed AEW for the longest time about just throwing things together.
Yeah.
They're doing pay-per-views every other week now, it seems like. Your thoughts on the WWE before we go to AEW All Out?
Well, you know, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago that, you know, the storylines, the main ones, like the one with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, is great. But then all the rest of them seem to just be on a week-by-week basis. You know, they brought Brock Lesnar back and had him go against John Cena, and the match lasted 5 minutes, maybe 6, and now they say that was the end of it. There's no further storyline. So what was the point of even doing it? Because Brock doesn't need to win to make himself look better. He's Brock Lesnar. So what was the point of doing that? So outside of the whole CM Punk, Seth Rollins thing right now, nothing else they're doing makes any sense at all. And it was so good for a long time. And when Triple H took over, everybody talked about how much more sense the TV made. And then all of a sudden, ever since WrestleMania, it's just gone and steady declined. And I don't know what happened. I can't explain it.
I think the only thing that really came out of WrestlePalooza, Stephanie McMahon was first inductee into the Hall of Fame next year.
Yeah, and it was odd that they announced that, you know, already. Normally they wait till around, you know, Royal Rumble time to start announcing them, but they went ahead and started announcing it already, which tells you it's either going to be a long time before they announce the next person, or there's going to be a lot of people going to Hall of Fame next year if they're announcing names in September as opposed to usually being January.
Yep. Yeah, it's usually at the Rumbles when they start, but The Undertaker came down, did a little surprise appearance, and of course got into the crowd where Stephanie was and created the announcement. All right, well, Ref, AEW All Out. We go to the pre-show first. Daniel Garcia taking on Shabbat, Shabbat. What was your thoughts on this particular match?
It was a good match. I mean, it's pre-show, so I mean, it's not going to be an extravagant, excellent match for a pre-show, but I thought the match was good. Like typical AEW, none of the matches are going to be bad. I mean, all the matches are always good, but for a pre-show match, I'd give it a B. I mean, that's about what you can expect from a pre-show.
And then we go to, actually, the first match of the night was the Odds. Samoa Joe and Hobbs taking on the Workhorsemen. The Workhorsemen are actually a pretty good tag team, so I actually like this match. Of course, Samoa Joe and Hobbs destroyed them, but at the same time, I think they're good workers, and this match I would give a B+ too.
That's about where I'm at.
And then, of course, we get to your favorite match because Willow Nightingale is in this match. The Tornado Tag match, which was a tailgate brawl. I mean, they had coolers and all this other stuff in there. That's the only thing I thought was kind of stupid. Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Queen Amanita, and Willow Nightingale defeat Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and the Triangle of Madness. And this is a rare loss for Megan Bayne because no matter if she's been in a 3, a 4, a 2, or 1, she's won every match that she's been in. So now we see a kink in the arm even though she wasn't the one that lost.
On the plus side, if Willow Nightingale's in the match, it's a phenomenal match.
Jesus.
So, great match.
I hope the boss takes care of you. All right, folks, and now we go to the next match, which to start the pay-per-view with Christian and Copeland, CNC back together again against FTR was just kind of, you know, you would think that would be towards the end or the main event because they're in Toronto. But Tony Khan actually said that they came to him, and this was something that was planned because of the crowd being so hot after the pre-show. So Copeland and Cage defeat FTR, but that wasn't the full story of the match. Beth Phoenix creates herself an entry, takes out FTR's manager, and then at the end of the match, whenever Cage is in there, he gets power drived, she gets power drived, and Copeland has to watch because he's handcuffed in the corner, but thanks to Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, and their stooge coming out there and handcuffing him.
It leads you to believe that Beth Phoenix is fixing to come back for at least one more match, and she looks like she could still wrestle. I mean, last time she wrestled in WWE, she still looked like she could wrestle. And she retired so young that I'm sure she could still go one or two more times. So this looks like she's fixing to return for at least one more match. Probably a mini feud.
Yeah, I see a 6-man tag between FTR, Stoley, Hathaway, and then Beth Phoenix with Christian, and because she could take out him in one punch. All right, then we get a match that was kind of bizarre. It seemed to be thrown together, but actually was a very good match. And at first I was like, this is going to be the match that makes this pay-per-view bad. But the Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill match, that actually had a pretty decent match, considering the two components of the match. Eddie Kingston finally getting back. What was your thoughts on this one?
I thought it was a good match, and I don't know that them guys have a great history of, working previously together or not. But if they don't, you really couldn't tell watching that match, because they both look good in that match.
And I think it was just a way to bring Eddie Kingston back to the fans and give him not a top tier opponent, but at least one that's been up there and has fought certain ones. The tables and tacks match, another match that I thought would be okay. Tables and tacks. Where's the chairs? Where's the ladders? Mark Briscoe versus MJF, and this was one that really shocked me. Mark Briscoe wins this match over MJF, and usually it's MJF winning by disqualification or a simple pin or some kind of interference, but this match actually was pretty decent.
Yeah, and I've always wished that they would have pushed Mark Briscoe a lot sooner. To me, when his brother got killed in that car wreck, they could have pushed Mark Briscoe and made Mark the most popular wrestler in America, and they just didn't do it. And he's still there, and he's still very popular, but not like he'd have been if they'd have pushed him when his brother got killed. But I've always been a huge fan of Mark Briscoe, and any match MJF is in is going to be a good match.
Yeah, he knows how to take it, and this kind of showed the kind of match that he can do everything now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, well, he avoids those kind of matches. Well, he just went into a match that got.
And I saw a picture on social media of referee Bryce Remsburg's shoes, and I bet he had 300 thumbtacks in his shoes. And I've actually reffed matches before with thumbtacks, and it's not easy pulling all those things out of your shoe. You can walk around the ring, and every time you step, you can feel your foot going on thumbtacks. It ain't very comfortable.
Yep, and not only that, I mean, if you saw both of these guys' bats, their arms, their legs, there was tacks everywhere. Folks, I mean, they used not one, not two, but 3 bags of tacks in this game. All right, then we get to another surprise of the night, a match that was not thrown together, had been kind of building up a little bit, and another surprise loss. Ricochet and the Gates of Agony defeat the Hurt Syndicate, even though I did predict that MVP would probably lose this match for his team. I didn't expect it to be the way it was.
Yeah, that was a surprise. It was a good match. It really was.
The Gates of Agony are a team that needs to be reckoned with. They was actually in the post-media scrum, and everybody, all they could talk about was how the one guy from the Gates of Agony has just been able to basically have his way with Bobby Lashley. Usually there's not many guys that can do that. All right, then we go to the TBS Championship match, and of course this is the one match that I was hoping to be better, but actually kind of slowly did not meet expectation, because she's had some very good matches recently. But Mercedes Moné versus Riho, and Mercedes Moné wins the match. It seemed more comical than it did a actual match. What was your thought?
I don't think anybody took it, seriously, because Rio's pretty much done nothing for the longest period of time. So when you put her in that match, I don't think anybody expected Rio to win. So I think that pretty much made everybody not take the match seriously, because it was Rio in the match. But it was probably not a terrible match, but I would say it was the worst match of the night. But it still wasn't terrible.
Oh yeah. Then we go to the AEW Unified Championship. Now this match was unreal. I love this match. This was like a Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega type of match. We had Okada, Takeshita, and Dorado. And these three Dorado was thrown in at the last minute, and he actually did very well in this match. What was your thoughts on it?
I thought the match was amazing. I mean, any match that has Kazuchika Okada and Kanuski Takeshita in it is going to be good. And then you add Dorado. I thought the match was amazing. And usually for triple threat matches, they're never great because you got too many guys just doing a bunch of spots. But this match actually was amazing.
All right, our next match was the coffin match. And this match had a little bit of everything. We had interference. But when it's all said and done, Jon Moxley defeats Darby Allin in a match that is his hallmark, just like The Undertaker used to have this match as his hallmark. He didn't really lose him, other than I think Kane was the only one that defeated him. So what was your thoughts on this particular one?
I'm sure that match probably caught everybody off guard because Darby Allin was off TV for so long. And then they finally bring him back, so you think, okay, he's back now, they're going to do something with it. And then his first big match, it's his specialty, and he gets beat. So I'm sure everybody probably thought, okay, well, this is obvious. Darby's going to win this match. And then he didn't. But, I mean, it's a gimmick match. They're never great. But for what it was good.
Yeah, it was good, but it seemed like there was a little too much in it.
Yeah.
All right, then we go to the AEW Women's World Championship. And then, folks, if you watched our Rasslin and Racin weekend report, which is what I do now, whenever there's a pay-per-view, I predicted Chris Statlander to win this match. I was told by 4 different people that I was nuts, that there was no way Toni Storm was losing to her. It would be Hayter if anybody, and I said that I think Hayter would probably walk out with the title, but I was picking Chris Statlander. What was your thoughts on this match? The Spider Girl, she was awesome. Statlander, Toni Storm, Hayter. I mean, this was actually a great match.
I thought it was a good match, and you and I talked a few weeks back about how we just wish they would do something with Statlander, because every time she's on there, she's good, and then she's gone again for 2 or 3 weeks. So because of that, I'm sure that her winning that belt took all the fans by surprise, because she hasn't been taken seriously because they haven't done much with her for pretty much the last year. But I was glad she won. I'm a huge Statlander fan. I wish they would use her more. And now with her being champion, we're probably going to see her about every week. So I'm fine with that.
Well, if anybody watched the post-media scrum, we found out in that Statlander actually had been injured over the last 2 years. Not once, but twice. And that's why she was off TV. She would get into a storyline, and then her knee apparently is an issue. And so she's had to come back 2 different times, and someone brought that up also.
Yeah.
So I want to say that, now that I know why she kept pulling.
It's kind of like Wardlow. Every time they try to use Wardlow, he gets hurt again. Now he come back, won that match. Now he's out hurt again.
Yep, exactly.
Poor Wardlow just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we bring our guest in here, we're gonna. We'll go over this AEW World Tag Team Championship ladder match. And folks, this was one heck of a match. I got to give it to Ref Brandon's favorite tag team, the Young Bucks. They did a phenomenal job getting beat up the whole freaking show, or the whole freaking night in this ladder match. We had Bordito, we had the Young Bucks, and Jet Speed, and the Don Callis family. This was crazy. This was really crazy, folks, and you just had to be there. And Brandon, tell me what your thoughts was on that ladder match.
I thought it was a fantastic ladder match. Ladder matches are kind of like any other gimmick match. You can't do a whole lot, especially in ladder match. You've got 8, 9, 10 guys in a ring, plus you've got ladders. But I mean, they did the best they could possibly do. So I thought it was amazing.
And Bordito, when he got up on top, and he said that it wasn't planned. They threw him a ladder, and he did that move off the top onto the box.
That was probably the highlight of the match, was that I'm sure nobody thought Brodito was going to walk out still tag team champion.
Exactly. Well, before we get to our AEW World Championship match, we want to bring in one of the top stars in the independent scene. Tell us a little bit tell us your name and who you're with.
My name is Seth Stevens. I'm the comeback kid, Seth Stevens, how I get introduced. I wrestle for many shows right now in the independent scene, but the main show I wrestle for is UCW. We have a bunch of big top talents on there. I'm one of the youngest guys on the roster right now, but we got a bunch of WWE stars, NWA stars. There's a bunch of big names, top tier talent on there. We do shows all over We travel from Florida to Texas.
You name
We
it,
do
folks.
everywhere.
They're there.
That's
So
all.
tell us how you get into pro wrestling.
Well, I'm 19, so I graduated this year. But I did school wrestling since I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
So I did that all the way up. But when I signed up for it, I thought it was WWE. So I got in doing that, and I always wanted to do professional wrestling. And my parents wouldn't let me sign me up. So when I got 18 years old, I made the choice. My senior year of high school, I'm not going to do school wrestling, I'm going to do ring wrestling. So I found a local wrestling show next to my house, and I started going, I started training. And it happened
Well,
ever
man, tell
since.
them it was SWA. That's where he trained.
SWA.
at. SWA. I talk about that all the time here on the podcast.
Now,
SWA.
the main question I have is, does Ref Brandon really be that blind in the ring? I mean, because you got to be honest with me. I've been to a match. Actually, I've been to several matches with Brandon. Tell me, has he ever refed your match? And if so, how blind was he?
I'll be honest, Brandon, he left most of my matches I had, traveled from Georgia, from South Carolina with Brandon, and I got poked in the eye, low blowed many times as him being a ref.
There you go, folks.
Him not seeing it, him not calling the match, so.
That right there means this guy right here shouldn't be refereeing any more matches. That right there in itself. So October 4th, it's going to be in Anderson at the Westside Community Center.
Yes, sir.
Tell us some of the stars we're going to see.
We're gonna have Mr. Cool Carlito, we're gonna have the Barbarian, myself, Seth Stevens, and that's not even half of them. We're gonna have a lot more stars. We're gonna have a lot more that ain't even on this poster.
If you're an old
Exactly.
school wrestling fan, we're going to have an old tag team called Demolition, and they're going to be there in their face paint. We're going to have them. We're going to have the Warlord.
Yep.
We're going to have Tiffany Nieves, who is the current NWA Women's Champion. We're going to have Marty Scurll, who's currently in Ring of Honor. We're going to have Brian Idol, who holds the NWA belt. We're going to have Jazz. Her husband, Rodney Mack, is going to be there. I think Rodney Mack is going to wrestle, and Jazz is just going to do an autograph session, but they will both be there. And I think Barbarian is going to wrestle, and the Warlord's going to wrestle.
And one person that I was in contact with, Neil Koloff, will be there with Shutota Nikita Koloff is going to be there.
And Teddy Long is going to be there as well. I just
Exactly.
talked about that. Teddy Long will be there.
Holla holla player.
Yeah, he'll be there too.
Exactly.
And if I'm not mistaken, Brandon will be in action as a referee. Maybe we'll get him some glasses. But
We're also going to have Joseph Von Schmidt, who also currently wrestles in NWA. He'll be there. And Zuka King, who is a big-time indie guy in the Carolinas, will be there.
Whoa. Before we go any further, the most important person that I have not heard is the boss going to be there.
The boss will be there.
All right, folks, there you heard it. Worth the price of admission right there. The boss will be in Anderson, South Carolina.
She'll be there. The show's going to be October the 4th. Now,
Hello, guys. The boss is here. I've heard my name been mentioned a lot.
Yes, and I
A
tell
lot.
I tell him all the time, you're the boss. I didn't do anything. I've been really nice. I've been really good. I talk nothing but well about you.
That's true.
You're the greatest lady
I said he's my
manager
biggest
of
fan.
all. Yes, Hall of Famer right here. Hall
Yes.
of Fame, WWE, right there, the boss.
Right
Get
here.
her right
well,
now.
Now y'all see my wife. Now you can put a face with the name. Next time you hear Jay say the boss, this is what he's talking about. But she'll
The
be there.
boss.
We've got a flyer right here, and we've also got some tickets. And you can easily message me on Facebook. Just type up Brandon Todd and let me know who you are. I've got plenty of tickets. Seth has plenty of tickets. We've got flyers. We will hook you up. We have front row seats, VIP seats, general admission seats, and kids seats. So we have 4 different ticket prices. Just message me on Facebook, Brandon Todd. I'll hook you up.
And the VIP experience means the boss is going to be there and she
Yes.
will wave at you.
Yes,
That's all you
baby.
get, folks, though,
You might
just
get
a
this,
wave.
you know.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go. That right there, that's more than VIP, folks. You've got to see the boss. The boss is the number one. Number one. No, yeah, forget Beth
And don't
Phoenix.
forget this guy, though. Come on now.
Yeah, there you go.
Come
Right
on.
here. This man right here. Next highlight film right here. Get ready. we are going to be.
And just so
be
y'all
there.
know, I made the boss famous. She wasn't famous till she married me, so I made the boss famous. So y'all are welcome. If you come see her, y'all are welcome.
And that's why he's been losing his boots.
I didn't lose my mood.
So folks, don't misunderstand that. There's a reason why her name is the boss. Not this one back here that can't see. Well, we appreciate you coming in here.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have you more often.
Yes, sir.
Of course, this lady right here needs no introduction anywhere
No.
she goes. Everybody knows her, folks.
Yes.
It's worth the price of admission. October 4th. Make sure you are at the Westside Community Center in Anderson, South Carolina. Bell time is what time, Red?
7:30. Doors open at 6:30.
I would suggest you get there at 6 o'clock because there's going to be a long line. The guys are going to be out there signing autographs. There's going to be all kinds of player. I'm talking about Teddy Long. Make sure you are there. Support local wrestling, folks. These guys are going out there and putting their life on the line. They don't have WWE, AEW contracts. Make sure you go out and support local professional wrestling. It's pure, great entertainment, especially for kids. If you want to take your kids out for a great night, these guys will treat you right. Make sure you support South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee. It doesn't matter where it is. Local professional wrestling. Make sure you go out and support them. These guys are doing it all for you, so make sure you're there. Well, Ref, we have one more match to talk about.
All right.
The
We
AEW.
can get my wife's opinion. She's
Yes.
a huge fan of AEW, so
Yes,
she
I
can join
love
the conversation.
Yeah, we were actually at the last one that was in Greenville, so
Yes.
we know AEW. All right, the world title match. What was your thoughts, Ref, on the world title match in AEW? I want to get your thoughts too.
I thought it was a good match, but I mean, the only downside of it is, with Hangman just getting the belt, he's not going to lose it. So it's kind of obvious going in, he's going to win. So to put that aside, just to watch the match for some enjoyment, it was good. But you and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago that now with Swerve Strickland being out, and now that they finally took John Moxley out of the main event title picture, and now we've got Will Ospreay out, they're going to have to find some main event guys to challenge Hangman. Otherwise, his title run is going to get watered down because he's wrestling mid-card guys. But all the main event guys now are either out hurt or finally out of the main event picture. So they've got to find some main event guys so that Hangman's run don't get watered down. But I thought the match was good. Just the winner was obvious, but it was a good match.
I think Kyle Fletcher did a great match.
Yeah.
He did awesome.
What was your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. Awesome match. But I agree with the ref, of course. They definitely got to do something. If not, he's just going to get watered down.
What was your thoughts on it?
Two phenomenal athletes,
Absolutely.
great match, great to watch. Overall, great match. Probably one of the best matches of the night if I had to argue.
I enjoyed
And
it.
just like all AEW pay-per-views, I mean, it's an A-. I mean, you can't give it worse than that. I mean, the Mercedes Moné match was the worst match of the night, and it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was.
But I would say from start to finish, aside the fact that it lasted 14 hours, outside of that, I would say it's an A-. But the best match is always the match that has Willow Nightingale in it.
I don't know.
Folks, he is so hooked up on Will Nightingale. This is an every Monday night thing or Tuesday night thing. I'm sorry. He has the boss. He's worried about Willow Nightingale.
Well, don't be worried about John Moxley because the boss loves some John Moxley up in here. I support that one 100%.
Well, there you go, Moxley. Look out!
Good stuff.
He's probably having to stay on the other side of the country
Yes.
because he's afraid if he comes over here, he's going to turn
He
his
better be
eyes.
looking if he comes.
That's right. The boss is get his eyes. I'm telling you right now. All right. Well, folks, we appreciate you joining us here for Rasslin and Racin this week here at Beef and Rib in Westminster, South Carolina on Main Street, right beside the Dollar General. Make sure you come down here. Great food. Everybody here had some great food tonight.
Wonderful.
And we just are glad. We're going to try to make this a once every 2 month type thing where we come up here, eat, relax, chill, and hopefully we'll have this gentleman right here beside us, and maybe next time he'll have some gold around his waist. He'll be doing the AJ Styles thing with his new gloves that will be sold at his table. So we are looking forward to great things for you, and good luck to you in your career. And I will be October 4th at Westside. I've made a plan, and I'm going to challenge Ref Brandon. That's right, folks. If he comes to the ring, I'm going to challenge him. I am Whoa. I'm not challenging. The masked, the fanboy will be
The
challenging.
fanboy's gonna be there.
That masked, the fanboy will be there.
Right.
Who went to train with Nikita Koloff. Yes. We will see the master fanboy. I was sitting here thinking about me doing it, but we just let the master fanboy. He said that you and him were supposed to wrestle at some kind of race car thing, a couple of years ago, but never panned out. So, Ref Brandon, you better get some new shoes, brother. You better have this guy in your corner. All right, folks, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. And this has been Rasslin and Racin, brought to you by Beef and Rib. Thanks for joining us.